Can I move the camera?
All right.
We're
All
good.
right.
Hey.
Bored.
Oh, hey. We got both of them.
Bored to Death is born.
God, that's weird.
There's been a lot of talk about this, guys. Which is fitting because I'm all show, no go. I talk a big game, but it's been the story of my life. But anyway, so guys that who don't know us, this is Luke. Do you want to use your last name, and just in case?
Probably not.
Protesters.
Probably not.
All right. I'm not a coward, so I am actually. I'm kidding. I'm Heath, and this is Bored to Death. We kind of came up with this through. I was actually listening to Blink 182, and they have a song called Bored to Death.
Is that how that?
Oh yeah, okay. I was at the gym, and it was. I was like, oh, that fucking works. But so through that, we're just like, well, yeah, let's just do some shit about doing stuff like because you were building the hot rod at the time. I at the time when we first started talking about this, I still had the brewery with Ben and Tom, and there's a lot of different things going on, different dynamics, and it was just like, oh, let's just do some creative shit and then have some awesome long form conversation.
Which I'm all about.
Yeah, and that's something like I guess we hope, or because that's probably one of the things that probably was one of the biggest contributing factors into getting this done. Is we're like, well, nobody fucking like talks shit out anymore. People just get pissed off, they get outraged, all sorts of stupid shit, and so we're like, well, let's just have a conversational piece a lot of times, and a lot of the time, and try to work shit out, because you and I don't agree on everything. We agree on a lot of shit, but yeah, like you're a sociopath and have zero empathy. Oh jeez,
I can't argue. I don't know a lot. So
maybe that's a little background.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
Would you like to add anything?
No, that really covered it. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. We should be able to do a lot of. I think we do any number of things, which I'm excited about. I think it'd be fun to honestly hear from people, see what they think. Be fun to maybe briefly go over some books, some psychology stuff. Psychology would be fun. Mm-hmm. Arts, definitely go over drinking.
Oh, yeah.
I recommend drinks, talk about drinking.
Since you bring it up, we'll hit on your drinking problem at some point.
Will we? Okay. If you insist.
Because I'll have to, just so I can deflect against mine. So, because as long as you have a problem, I don't.
Right, yeah.
That's how it works in life.
Yeah, there's only one person who can have the problem.
Oh, man.
But definitely, probably music. Arts. Yeah, could be good.
And we're gonna have some special guests and stuff like that too, that we're excited about.
Yes.
Like the Bee Girl.
The Bee Girl.
But my friend Roger is super crazy bodybuilder, trainer, really cool guy. I'm excited to have on some doctors and a bunch of just like randoms, because they're. What better thing to talk to? Like, we put people on pedestals, and like people have celebrities, and like, oh, the celebrity said something, so it means so much more than we're the everyman, you know. So it's and that's why I'm really glad that we're doing this, because it's all that stuff is obviously the things that a lot of those people talk about. It's something you can get to a certain state, but just because you're on some, I don't know, a certain level of success doesn't, I think, give the advice you have or your outlook on life more gravity,
right?
Than somebody else. But anyway, my 2 cents.
I like it.
And a lot of things we're going to talk about too is what I wanted to make a point of is a lot of stuff we're going to talk about, guys, is going to be what we kind of mentioned this when we were talking the other day. It's going to be really fluid, and a lot of thinking out loud.
Yes.
So a lot of
Yes.
stuff we say might not necessarily, and I want to preemptively state that, just kind of put it out
Right.
there. So there's not a really big reason for you to get outraged. That's one of my, I fucking hate that word.
Yeah,
Anyways,
outrage.
It's so
It's overused.
Yeah, it's like hero.
outrage, hero, literally. What's the other one? Oh, epic.
Yeah, which
They're all.
thank you for bringing that up. Epic is one of the words, because epic refers to the length of something, not how cool it is.
No shit.
Like episodic, that's where
Yeah.
it comes from.
Oh, I thought that was like
It was
a
like
maniacal
it was like a
episode.
Greek term, like Homer, like
Right.
the Iliad and the
Oh,
Odyssey were episodics, and
Yeah,
it would yeah. Let's look it up. We have this
Epic
tool. Guys.
definition. It's called
probably-
Google.
This thing called the computer was invented yesterday. Yeah.
Epic, a long poem.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with like really and how it's referenced normally.
Not only is it overused, it's used incorrectly. Overused. It's
But there's a lot of
overused
words like
incorrectly.
that, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, and again, nobody get angry, but like gay, like that's
Right.
one that's gonna get me in trouble.
Not probably.
But
Already. Good.
But anyway, yeah.
Good
it's,
news is the
which
use-
is you shouldn't you shouldn't use, but it's not. And I'm like Trevor Phelps right now. I'm going to use a big word.
Which one?
And that probably doesn't work. In the diaspora of its use.
I have to look that one up.
I think it's sort of been lost in translation of what it had became offensive.
Is it always about Jews or?
Yeah, I mean, I try to make as much about myself as I can. So it's
Good.
But
Good. Diaspora. Jews living outside of Israel.
yeah, but
For
I
those
think it has
who
most to
didn't
do with
know.
like things spreading from like a source.
The dispersion of any people or thing from their original homeland or whatever.
Yeah, there you go. There's your ticket to go fuck.
Hey, look.
To go fuck yourself. Luke.
Diaspora has greatly increased in use since 1975.
I'm glad I'm playing my part.
Epic has gone down since 2010 though, so that's
Thank
good.
God, it doesn't seem like it.
No, oddly enough, epic was used more in 1960 than it is now, which makes me wonder how they were using it at the time.
But so to kind of get on, we're gonna hit on a few things tonight. One of them was a cool conversation we were having yesterday. I think I came out of the bathroom and had kind of like you know you can't control when like amazing thoughts hit you. And
No,
stuff like
not
that.
at all, sadly.
And it was like kind of on the about humanity and stuff like that. I don't know if you remember. I came up and I was like, dude, this is kind of weird. Like, I was watching this thing about rhinos, and there's this really cool documentary I saw, and I'm gonna pump it up because I'm all about the fucking rhinos.
Right.
They're my thing right now.
Are they?
So,
Good. I
they're
like
gonna
rhinos.
be.
Wow. Yeah, they're sad. That's sad.
It is. They're not. Yeah, they're not sad necessarily. I don't think
They might be.
They might be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in the head of
Probably
a rhino.
are.
I'm not gonna exercise my white privilege over them. I'm gonna assume I know what it's like to live in the shoes of a rhino. But that was ridiculous.
It's okay.
Just
go with it.
I'm offending everyone.
I hope so.
Yeah. But it was fucking me up because I was like, yeah, I should do a bunch of stuff for this organization. It was called Wild. Oh God, I'll have to look it up again. Wild Aid, maybe. I can check it out. I think they're on Instagram.
Wild Aid homepage.
Yeah, let's see if that's it.
Reduce consumer demand to prevent extinction.
I think that. Yeah, let's see. Okay.
It's very interesting.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's them.
Looks
Wild
familiar.
Aid.
Yep.
Yep, in San Francisco.
You guys, if you ever go to the website, there's two guys who appear to be underwater with a bunch of sharks eating probably seafood, which is odd. It's
Enjoying, looks like a fine glass of red.
check out the website. It's interesting.
Vintage, we don't know.
Undoubtedly old, probably extinct.
Yeah, we can't afford that.
It's probably very extinct red wine. Yeah, this is.
But yeah, Wild Aid anyway.
Rhinos.
Free ad plug for Wild Aid, based out of San Francisco, California. Support a bunch of awesome causes, stuff that supports habitat of elephants, and a big one for them right now recently is hitting on rhinos, which you just touched on.
Because consumption has surged recently in China and Vietnam.
Yeah, which is
as a purported cancer cure,
which is odd too. They're
and a hangover cure. Yeah, kill a rhino, prevent a hangover. That's terrible.
God, for where this all started was like it was weird. Like I really want to support this, but then I started thinking about like, well, there's all this other stuff here, like veterans, the homeless, stuff like that. Like, why am I putting an animal on a pedestal above something human or humanity? And you brought up a good point that it's the innocence of it.
I think so. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, it resonated a lot with me just because they're. I think you hit the nail on the head. And like they haven't, they do their own stuff within like their own ecosystem, that might be, good, bad, or indifferent, whatever. And, but within, if you tried to put it on the scales of what humans do to each other, not even fucking close.
No.
So it's the same reason, and you brought up a ton of good points. Like the same reason why you pick up a stray cat or a stray dog, or some shit like that. And but can I elaborate with the great points you were making?
Yeah, the innocence.
Luca's been out on the boat all day drinking because he has a drinking problem. So just
I have relatives that are worried about me.
So give him a free pass, okay?
God.
And he's not homeless, although he does look like he is.
I'm working on it. I'm cultivating the look. I'm about to make a lot of money pretending I'm homeless outside Fred Meyer and Kennewick.
You'd fit right in LA and shit like that.
I did, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come up with the idea. There's something I read, and it was some psychology something. That's why like humans are more like, if you're watching a movie and the dog dies, it has a stronger emotional response than if the human dies. Like way bigger.
And that's a good point. Like a lot of times I'm watching something and I get like the sense that you bring a dog, that something's gonna happen to the dog. I'll just fucking shut it off.
Yep. Nope. Not gonna watch that.
Yep. I can handle I can watch Schindler's List and get kind of sad, you know. But if I fucking watch something where a dog dies, like
Old Yeller,
fucks me up.
Have you ever watched Old Yeller?
Not in decades because of that.
I watched it once. I'll never watch it again.
Yeah,
because it was a terrible movie.
Torture.
Yeah, it was a terrible movie.
Good God, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you didn't interrupt me at all. That was it. That was the humans, like especially dogs, because they're man's best friend, and but I think it's any animal, honestly. Like humans have more. We're like, oh, it's an animal that couldn't have possibly done anything wrong ever. Its situation is not its fault. Therefore, I feel sorry for it. As opposed to humans, where you're like, it's a human. Hey, this is probably his fault. Like,
there's some shit, and I think maybe it's maybe that has something to do with what we were kind of talking about on the way back here. That more evolved mind. Like most situations that we put ourselves in, like, and we hear it a lot at work. Like you can. There are no accidents.
Right.
There's if you rewind everything into what you did during the day, you can go back and be like, okay, if I would have done something back here,
right,
that would have shifted my focus, or if I would have given myself God, I hate even perpetuating this, a take two at home.
Take two? Oh,
God,
take two.
God, fucking
terrible.
That's not where we work. You hear what I muttered.
We'll edit it out.
Yeah. But
I will edit that out every time.
But I don't know. And granted, this both of our lack of scientific knowledge on the thing, like
Right.
know the cognitive abilities of. I know it differs from animals. Like dolphins have like a prefrontal cortex that's like 30 times the size of ours or something.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
so maybe they can, but the majority of animals, they don't necessarily know what they're getting into. I think there's more of there's kind of where those sayings come from, like those animalistic urges, like just to like, eat, fuck,
Yep.
get offspring, and rest and repeat, maybe,
Pretty much, yeah.
And I'm not diminishing it. I'm not saying that because I'm anti-animal or anything. That's my majority of understanding of where most of their impulsive urges come from.
Yeah.
And ours are kind of buried in there too.
Oh, yeah.
And back in, way back in our brains or whatever. Again, neither of us are experts, but
we have Google, so
we do. So basically, we're doctors.
I
It was when I was in the army. The PA I worked under, Captain Jones, would always just fucking get so irate about people that would WebMD stuff and be like, "Yeah, I got this, this." And he would just like throw shit up in the air and just be like, "Okay, that's basically medical school."
But is WebMD wrong?
Yeah, to be honest, the majority of the times I've used it, it's been right.
Yeah, like if...
And I'm not diminishing in any way people that go to medical school. I fucking love doctors. I'm all about fucking science. But it's a good tool that hasn't steered me wrong. And maybe it's psychosomatic, like I'm just reading about it and I'm like, okay, that's what I got. But so
the trick is on WebMD when you go and you type in your symptoms and they give you a list of possible causes, you have to go with the least one. You can't jump straight to cancer because it's always cancer.
Yeah, I think they call that, it's like the medical school syndrome or something like that, where because so many symptoms, like I remember sitting down with my my old roommate Lee when he was at dental school at USC down there, and one of like the diagnosing practices, he had this huge fucking sheet of like butcher paper on the wall, and he'd have this like the whatever the fuck it was,
right,
or something, and there were all these branches going off, and it must have been hundreds of them,
right,
of like symptoms, and they each went down and they narrowed it down to like this or this, and then other branches going down to finally how like the diagnosis process works,
right,
or something,
right.
And yeah, it was fucking crazy because like at the root, at the very base, like you can't tell the difference between like having a hangnail and be going through menopause.
Right.
I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but there's probably a lot of fucking similar symptoms,
Yeah.
But anyway, how did we get here?
I don't remember where we were.
Yeah.
To be honest, we're talking about rhinos.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
So yeah, we're that. Thank you for steering us back in that direction. The where that humanity thing comes in, and because I want to, one of the things as soon as we get the money from the brewery, I'd like to start doing these. I've been thinking about doing these events, like called.
All right.
That you're going to be a part of course.
I'm excited.
As
I just learned about this, so this is good.
Yeah, there is. This is the first announcement of this too, people. And Luke's hearing this for the first time, so
we're all in the same boat here.
So if he punches me, then that's pretty awesome. But I was thinking about doing like having these sort of events, calling them Change for Change.
Okay. Oh, and I like this already.
Going to a bar, like buying a bunch of I don't know, X amount of money worth of drinks for people.
All right.
And then they come
I'm in now,
and
obviously.
and they just like bring their change in like their fucking center consoles, their cars, their couch, and that's the money we use to donate something. And it works two ways. It's like we help a good cause, but we also get people, because people get excited to contribute once they've gotten a chance. I'm plagiarizing Tony Robbins here now, but just full disclosure, when they get excited about contribution when they get a chance to experience it, not talk about it.
I thought you were gonna say something about drinking there, but
Well, because you have a drinking problem, you probably want to make it all about that.
I just thought you were talking about drinking. You said hard.
Probably. But anyway, there was a few other.
Change for change. Did you come up with that?
Yeah, I looked. I actually went on LegalZoom on the 501(c) deal and checked it out, and it didn't.
Were you doing with a number or with the words?
Just the words, but
Looks open. See, look, they have a words, but
do you know we have a hashtag on Instagram now?
change for change.
Bored to Death Podcast.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, I started it.
Of course you do.
So it just didn't exist, and it's a hashtag Bored.
Wait, were we the first ones?
Yeah, you hashtag Bored to Death Podcast. There's 4 posts, and there's the 4 posts of hashtagged it.
I'll have to come up with a hash.
Yeah.
I'll post something.
But so what was some of the other shit we were talking about the other day?
Be honest, I don't. Gosh, we're everything. The Holocaust, rhinos, human nature, wolves, killing for fun.
Maybe
Chimpanzees, or was it gorillas? Which ones
I
ripped the arms off the monkeys? Higher planning.
Oh,
How weird is it that the smarter animals are the ones that kill for fun? That's very odd.
that is fucking crazy.
It's a little disturbing, perhaps. Because I can only think of humans, wolves. What's the one? Gorillas? Like, which is... I haven't seen...
Orangutans, I think, are a big one, but...
Probably all of them. All the big ones.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. It seems like
But
some of the most...
Like, cows. Cows don't kill for fun.
And dolphins, like, as much as people love them, I think they, like, gang rape, or the equivalent of, like...
Anything?
Their females. And
Oh, no kidding.
And a lot of those animals will... the males will kill the offspring of the females to force them into estrus, so they're fertile again. So they'll kill their babies.
So they're not...
I'm not sure which
They're not
one.
having sex for the purpose of reproduction?
Well, they are, but it's kind of like... it's for a similar reason of... In nature, the male wants to know the offspring are for sure theirs. It's the same reason, like when ducks,
Even dolphins?
This like when ducks fuck, there's like a massive fucking essentially what amounts to a gang rape of a female duck because the last person. Well, it's funny.
I've heard this.
It's not as funny looking as a duck's dick, which is like a corkscrew, but that's another topic altogether. But yeah,
We won't show you, but I'll look it up because I'm curious.
Yeah, we can. I'll try to Google image a picture of a duck's dick.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's a corkscrew, dude. It's huge.
Definitely.
I think proportionally a whale's dick is still longer, but
proportionally.
Actually, no. That's
No,
like the
probably.
Size of duck. Guys, we're looking at a picture of a duck's dick, and it is at least as long as the duck is.
It's impressive. It's like a 6-foot dick.
I've got some penis envy right now.
Yeah. The shape, though, not so much.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so we were talking about.
But what happens is that you'll have every duck is trying to fuck the female because the last one that fucks her is the one whose babies it'll be essentially. So there's just like
not the first one.
No, for something about it. I don't know. I may be.
I apparently don't know how this works.
Somebody fact check me, but I don't necessarily. We don't need to look it up. I don't think. But
Let's not.
Yeah. We've
let that one go.
We've talked more about ducks fucking than probably most scientists, but
probably.
Yeah.
But if you see the picture, you won't talk about it.
How did we even get to this?
Higher developed animals killing for fun. Killing babies, so you can make sure the baby's yours. Child support court must be terrible in the duck kingdom. Yeah.
The Oh, I know where I was gonna go. Before we took that turn, there was
Go for it.
I was remembering what we were talking about the other day, and it was the reasons. Like we're talking some politics, and we try to. it's inevitable that you get into shit like that, but
it is
the
it really is.
Like reasons, like people's beliefs, like where their reasoning comes from.
Right. Oh yeah.
And
Belief
you
systems.
kind of remember now.
Yep.
And
I remember exactly
how it's. A lot of people don't know, like if challenged, a lot of people don't know why they believe what they believe.
Right.
It's and I've been guilty of this for a long time. I think probably just in the last. God, and it's embarrassing to say, but I think if a lot of people really sat down and got real about this, they would probably be in a similar situation. That the things that they thought were their own beliefs were kind of regurgitations of somebody else, like their parents, someone they really admired, who they thought it was like, oh yeah, that's cool and stuff like that. And not that it's a bad belief system,
right?
But it's just in getting to the journey of being like you, like authentically you. It's important to know like why you believe what you believe, and the reasons, and reevaluating those beliefs. And what we talked about the other day of kind of even everyone has those main like pillars.
Right.
That they stick by, and but with the exception of those, and maybe even those as well, there's got to be a degree of fluidity that happens, because we're like new information, especially now more than any other time.
Right.
Information comes at you way faster than you have a chance to process it, and that's might be on purpose, just to fucking throw us off, so we have this cultural ADHD that like I get this new piece of information and I'm like, oh, I gotta fucking like be pissed about that.
Right.
But then
outraged.
Yeah. Thank you, fucking dickhead. But and so I want to go and do something about it, and I get a bunch of people together, and we're like, let's go, like, yeah, let's fucking do this.
Right.
And then this other thing comes in, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking horrible too. Maybe we should do that.
Yep.
And so I could put, so now you have like this dilemma of kind of like dividing your energy into like, okay, like this is still important, but this is important too. So now I'm going to do this. Oh, and then this other thing comes in like, oh, okay, I should probably fucking spend some time doing that.
Yeah.
And just like if you're doing housework and or you're fucking doing yard work and you try to do everything at once, either you don't accomplish anything, or it takes an excruciatingly long amount of time to do it. And so, and I've had this conversation with a lot of people that if we could just focus, and I'm not, and this goes for people and I hate categories, but like the left and the right, or liberals and conservative. Like if you on either side could just focus on like your priority,
just for like a year.
Yeah, prioritizing one thing. Okay, this is what we really want. Let's put all our energy into that, and that's the most important thing on our list. Let's do that. And because that's when you look at like every self-help book that's ever sold, or anybody like Tony Robbins, Brene Brown, and I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong because it's got like a few of those little things like that makes it
What's
fancy.
her name?
Brene Brown.
No.
She's amazing. I fucking love her. But all of them have like you prior.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Brene. No, I think you got it right. Brene Brown.
So they all have
about to have a Netflix special.
She does. It's actually really good. It's on vulnerability. Right. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
I'm more sensitive than Luke. Also.
That's not true.
But I've been talking. I gotta shut up. You gotta talk.
You're doing great. I like it. You have a lot to say. Keep going. I'll talk more later.
Okay.
Next episode.
Right.
Something.
I just feel like I was dominating the mic. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just listening.
Okay.
Stuff I don't know.
Where was
I? Focusing your energy for more than 3 minutes at
a
time.
Okay. Thank you. And so all these, the self-help experts are like, okay, get this done, and then move on to this.
Right.
And then, like, set your priorities.
Yeah, like that. I have his book back here. Dave Ramsey, right? Getting out of debt, but it's one step at a time.
Yeah, it's like how you pay off like your credit cards.
Yep.
Highest interest first, go down.
Focus.
Because what are you gonna pay the most finance charges on? Stuff like that. But when it comes to beliefs as opposed to managing life, why does that fucking go out the window?
Well, that's weird. Oh, we haven't been here before.
Yeah,
this is good. This is good.
Yeah, it's kind of we haven't. This is the first time we talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of odd, right?
It is weird, and I wonder. No,
because you can have the most sensible person in the world that like follows their budget and stuff like that, but when it comes to like social issues or shit like that,
right?
It's like there's no system.
Nope. I got it. It's the what we were talking about, the climatization, or the what were we were just talking about it, with the where you get comfortable with something, acclimated.
Uh-huh.
When you first hear about something, it's terrible, it's awful, but then once you dive into it, all of a sudden 3 months later you're familiar with it. It no longer seems as important, whether it is or not. Nothing's changed, but all of a sudden it doesn't seem as important. And
do you
then
think
when
it's because
something
of all that other stuff that you've heard about during that time?
Well, not necessarily
the importance.
Not necessarily. I think it's because you've been looking into it or focusing on it for so long, it no longer seems as shocking. There's no shock factor left because now you're maybe a month into it, or maybe less, right?
Okay, so like maybe
something,
mass shooting or something.
Right, but let's even say it's rhinos. Like,
okay,
you've been looking into rhinos for 2 weeks now, and you've seen the tragedies. You've watched the YouTube videos. You've seen the horrendous pictures of the last white rhino on Earth being killed for his horn or whatever. And you're desensitized, and then something new comes up with a new animal. Now all of a sudden it's elephants. Let's say elephants. And because you haven't delved into it, now that's shocking. So the rhinos seem less shocking because you've been there for 3 weeks.
Like maybe oh god, what's happening to the elephants is worse.
Right. Like, so you jump over there, and then once you get comfortable with that and familiar with that, and you've seen the violence, and you've seen the after effects, and you've read about the potential demise of the species, it's less shocking. So when the next thing comes along, the polar bears, well, that's old news.
Yeah.
Polar bears really are. I haven't heard about polar bears in forever.
I did seen a lot of pictures of like them starving or something. But
either way, so then when you see polar bears, you're like, oh, the polar bears, that's important because and then once I don't know, I think that's what it is. I think it's just the sensitivity issue. When you see something is shocking, you want to do something about it, and within a month, at least, if not sooner, you're so desensitized to the tragedy or whatever, the violence, the tragedy, anything really, when something else comes along, it's more shocking than what you're doing now, and you move on. You're like, oh, that's it. Yeah.
And the incredibly sad thing about that mental process is, like, along that way, you probably had the opportunity to maybe save a few of those species,
right?
But because your attention was so divided, they all died.
That is ironic. Is that?
And I think that's
ironic.
Or coincidental. Kale Maxwell, where are you?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I need Maxwell.
I need him to referee him in those use of words. But I think that's probably with like a lot of social issues too, though. It's like if we could just like when the civil rights movement happened, like what else were people outraged about at that time? Probably, maybe I'm gonna guess not much, just that. So maybe that's why it made such a huge movement.
You're talking like the 60s and 70s?
Yeah, and then the Civil War, like when that was the one fucking big issue.
They definitely weren't worrying about polar bears.
Yeah. And there's but now it's stuff that's going on the border. What has Trump done in the last 5 minutes?
Right.
What's going on in every other country? Like who's got guns? Who doesn't? Who should we take guns away from? Da da da. Right. Also women's marches and all that stuff, which they're all, each of them each individually of themselves is very important. But when you spread that all over the place, nobody can handle that.
No, it is.
It's like, and collectively, nothing will get accomplished if we keep on trying to do 25 things at once. And I get it, like equality, humanity, and stuff like that. Like, all this stuff should be going on all the time, but it's not. So let's fucking prioritize some things, right? And be like, okay, this is the most important. And we hit on this the other day. What's going to affect the most people right now?
Oh, it's
kind of like how we're trained at work. What's going to be your immediate threat?
Yep.
Okay, you handle that first.
Yep, and then you move on.
Then you work your way down.
Right.
And you start stuff. And yes, and guys, I don't matter how much of a fucking humanitarian you are or anything like that. And this I'm not going to be apologetic about.
Go for it.
You can think you're the fucking next Nelson Mandela or Gandhi. But some people, no matter what you do, some people are going to get left to the wayside. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it's a reality.
It's true. Well, but people, any animal, any species of animal, like plant or animal, really, like you can't save them all. Mm-hmm. Never.
It's gonna happen. There's gonna be because when you really want to change something, you're deferred. Figuratively speaking, you're gonna go to war, and there's gonna be casualties.
Right.
And just hopefully what you're fighting for is sensible, and those casualties went down believing in what you were doing and that they believed in you. I guess. Right. But yeah, that's a crazy one. I'm glad we brought that up, because we just get so divided, and it's like, I don't know if it's by design, or if that is human nature. Because I don't think it's human nature. Like, human nature is to deal with rights like what's 6 inches in front of your face.
Yeah.
Human nature wants you to deal with, okay, what's gonna, because we have animalistic urges too. Like, human nature is like, what's gonna, like, fight, fuck, kill, eat, sleep.
Pretty much,
and all that has to do with, okay, what's going to affect me right now, and what's going to affect me tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because you're in, evolutionary speaking, like one of the great books, Noah, I'm saying his last name, Harari, Sapiens, he's talking about, like, when during evolution, the book Sapiens, I think, is, you probably get it better, but like, we evolve for what's going on.
Oh, yep, no Harari. Yeah,
okay, no Harari. Did we get close?
Yeah.
All right, great book, by the way. Noah. Woo woo. Is this but new, you evolve for what's going on, like, right then and there.
Right. Yeah.
So evolution is always going to be hundreds or thousands of years behind where you currently are. Because when the process starts, it's what was the driving force of that evolution right then. Mm-hmm. So, like a lot of people say, like, oh, someday we'll have, like, 25 fingers or something, so we can type better or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Or, like, brains like 10 times the size that they are now. Yeah, we might in, like, 1,000 years or something. But
we should definitely talk about this, because I need to read this book before we do that, because that does seem somewhat.
It's really good. It's what I've quoted him a few times when we've talked about.
Okay,
things.
I'll have to read it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an audiobook. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I got it on Audible.
Oh,
Amazon, Audible. If you're out there, sponsor us.
Nah, Siri's in the other room.
Okay.
Alexa, rather.
Siri. Well, we got Siri and Alexa, and they're both cunts. C-U-N-T.
I don't need to type in that one. I got that one. Oh God. Perfect. Yep. I'm excited. Yeah, I'll have to read this one. This one will be good. Or listen to it, whichever.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you Should we call it an episode? We just found it 40 minutes.
How'd you know?
It's right there on the...
Oh, there it is. Okay, as I was looking at that one, it said 1204, so I didn't know what that meant.
Mm-hmm. Hello, fucking Luke. We're filming.
Over here, too. Look out.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's been recorded. We'll never run for political office ever again.
We did it?
I'm out. I need a refill.
Guys,
it's hard to end this.
It is. I know.
Because the conversation isn't over.
Yeah.
But no one would possibly sit through our whole conversation.
Well, geez, of it someday.
We could continue it off camera.
One of the things we want to work towards, guys, is having live events.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think would be really cool because then you get the interaction, and like I said, a lot of this is going to be us thinking out loud. We're going to be taking a lot of left turns and right turns, and a lot of shit. We're not going to be even like sitting down here in front of a camera. We're out like, fucking, I want to drag race my Subaru Outback against your fucking truck, and I think that would be hilarious. Or get like Zane's fucking
oh, your Subaru versus his Subaru.
Oh god,
that'd
battle
be
of the Subarus.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would like to see that.
He could probably lap me twice.
Yeah, I don't care how big the laps are. You could do it.
The Outback it's 0 to 60 time is like, I don't know. God.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
It's not quick.
His is fast.
Oh god, it looks fast.
It is.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. Both cameras. Save the fucking rhinos.
I think that's what we should leave here with, is save the rhinos.
Yeah.
Because I was sad when the last one died, the last white rhino.
I think there might be one more. Is there one?
No, he died a while ago.
Okay. So let's...
Save the remaining rhinos?
Because there's nothing that they take from them besides their horns. They don't do hunts. The hunts don't support anything like that. They're just like... People are just taking their horns and killing them. It's an amazing animal. It's similar to the elephant that's gotten through everything fucking humanity can throw at it up to now that its numbers are so fucking low. So anyway, fight for humans, fight for rhinos, and just if you guys could do us a favor, like and share this on YouTube, and I'll upload a snippet of it on Instagram and Facebook. And
oh yeah, we'll do that.
Please do the same thing, and if you could do me a favor, hashtag Bored to Death.
You did
podcast.
The hashtag.
I did.
The hashtag, like Justin Timberlake.
Uh-huh.
Yep, good.
All right, love you guys. Mwah.
Laters. How do we stop this thing over here?
Ah! Give me a hug.
Nailed it.
Ah! We did it. We fucking got it out of the way.
Good, we did it. All right, wait. Oh, this would be good. Yep, good. And